Hey, welcome to another recap of the week's news in music tech. We have some interesting stuff this week, like this new keyboard lo-fi sampler, Traktor Z1 MK2, and Neutron 5. So the first piece of news today is some non-news about Maschine, and there's been a lot of speculation about a potential Maschine MK4 coming out together with the Maschine 3.0 software, or maybe sometime in the near future. And now we have a definitive answer from Matthew from the Maschine product team. There are no plans for Maschine MK4 hardware anytime soon. So there you have it, folks, straight from the source. That's pretty much all there is to say about it, but stay tuned for some videos on the Maschine 3.0 software as it gets released sometime this month. So we have a new keyboard sampler released by French company Kiviak Instruments. It's called WoFi, and this was announced a year ago with a Kickstarter campaign and was supposed to be released in the first quarter of 2024, but now it's out for real and there are already some video demos online, and it seems to be a really interesting keyboard. So it features sampling with sound shaping options similar to a subtractive synth like envelope, filter, LFO, and it also has a sequencer and some effects. You can play any recorded sample chromatically with 10 voice polyphony. You can record samples with the internal mic or stereo input, or load samples from the built-in storage or from their own proprietary memory card. Yes, you heard that correctly, a memory card, kind of like a video game cartridge, I suppose. And it holds 100 megabytes of samples, just like the built-in memory, which is also 100 megabytes. And you plug it in on the side of the device and it sticks out. A bit weird if you ask me, but hey, the whole thing is kind of weird. So they also have cloud management of your samples without any subscription required, by the way. So yes, it does have Wi-Fi. It also features a built-in speaker. It can emulate the sound of classic samplers. It has a granular reverb and a very comprehensive I/O section with MIDI, CVN gate, stereo audio, and analog sync. So it's a very interesting, quirky sampler, and you might be wondering how much would buying that set me back? And well, it is 800 euros. So that's quite expensive, but obviously it's a kind of a very niche boutique instrument and there isn't anything quite like it on the market, so maybe people with elaborate DAW-less or modular setups may find it useful or at least interesting. Commenters online have pointed out that an Akai MPC Key 37 is literally the same price and is infinitely more powerful. So from a purely utilitarian point of view, it's probably not good value for money, but I'm sure it's not easy for a small company to offer such a niche instrument at a competitive price. So Native Instruments did in fact release new hardware this week, and it was the Traktor Z1 MK2, the next generation of their popular DJ controller / sound card. It comes bundled with the new Traktor Pro 4 software featuring stem separation. So one of the new features they've added on the Z1 MK2 is stem control, enabling you to adjust the volume of the separate stems of a song from the controller. And they've also added 3 OLED displays showing essential mixing information, EQ and stem parameters, mixer effect section, and a master output meter. It also has a light guide which keeps you notified with key information like when a track is about to run out or if it's running in a loop, and you can also make it yours with some customizable ambient lighting. Kinda cool actually. So the price is 250 euro. You can check it out from the link in the video description. It's been a busy week for Apple as well, with the announcements of the new M4 iMac, MacBook Pro and Mac Minis. And they're finally removing the 8GB of RAM option for their base models, so now all Mac models start at 16 gigs of RAM. Now if only they made the base storage 512 gigs, that would be awesome, but no. Base model storage is still 256 gigabytes and the upgrade to 512 is still $200, which is a shame as these machines are amazing for music production, but 256 is the kind of storage you'd expect on your phone and not on your computer. But make no mistake, the M4 chips are absolutely nuts, outperforming pretty much any comparable chip on the market, and according to Apple, you can load up to 2.8 times the number of audio effects in Logic when compared to an Intel i7 Mac Mini, and with the M4 Pro chip you can load 1.8 times as many audio effects as you can run on an M2 Pro Mac Mini. Don't get me wrong, Apple do deserve a lot of the hate they get, but at least they care about us, music producers, which is evident in their marketing materials where they always show music production scenarios, and the redesigned Mac Mini is just incredibly small and powerful. It's actually a great value for money for a studio computer. In our next story, iZotope have released version 5 of Neutron, their super powerful mixing suite. It now features 11 plugins including a mothership, and for those who are unfamiliar with Neutron, it also offers a mix assistant powered by machine learning that analyzes your audio and sets a custom processing chain. And it can also automatically mix your whole track for you with its inter-plugin communication. So it's a really advanced platform, and to be fair to iZotope, they were doing the whole AI mixing and mastering assistant way before the whole AI hype started. And they did send this over to me, however I haven't had any time to check it out properly. But some of the new additions are the new Clipper module, which also has a multi-band option, and the Density module, which solidifies your sound with intelligent upward compression to give your audio more presence, detail and fullness. And there's also the new Phase module that fixes asymmetrical waveforms and out-of-sync signals in seconds, keeping your audio clean and full, but it honestly it's pretty much everything you need to mix a track with surgical precision, so it's an amazing tool, especially if you're working with recorded instruments and vocals. The price is €269, but there is an intro offer for €188, and I will put a link in the description for you to check out all the new features, as there are so many of them. Now, one thing that didn't come out this week but is definitely worth mentioning is NaviD's new sampling plugin, Notegrabber. So NaviD is a fellow YouTuber, and he was kind enough to send this plugin over for me to check out, but I haven't done a proper video on it yet. So it promises you to instantly see the notes in every sample and extract them.
You have your sample, but by using generic tools, you get missing notes, made up notes, or just getting it completely wrong. But with Notegrabber,
so it's a sampling tool that converts audio to MIDI and thus makes sampling easier, especially when it comes to adding bass and other instruments around your sample. Now, Ableton Live users will be like, duh, we have audio to MIDI conversion built in Live, and that's true, but maybe users of other DAWs will find it useful. And again, I haven't tried to see how well it works or if it's better than Ableton's audio to MIDI conversion. However, there is a 14-day free trial, so you can check it out before buying and see if it's something that's useful for you. So that's all for this week's news. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for some really cool stuff next week. Catch you later.